parts of this country still recovering from past climate emergencies. Hurricane Fiona tore through Atlantic Canada last September, and the federal government has offered some assistance to pay for damage. But many people in Nova Scotia are still bearing the financial burden to rebuild. Let's bring in Brett Ruskin. He's live in Halifax this morning with the latest we're hearing from the federal government. They're not going to cover some of the damage. Brett, what is the latest?
That's right, Heather. This morning, right now, people are waking up not knowing where promised support, government support, is coming from to help to fix their homes damaged by Fiona. So we know that 8 months ago, Fiona tore through Atlantic Canada, causing all kinds of damage, and that the provincial government, even municipal government, and the federal governments promised to help. Now, there is a federal support program out there that offers support for homeowners during natural disasters. They specifically cover things that aren't insured, though, that aren't typically insurable. So, for example, overland flooding. You can't usually buy insurance for that, so the federal government steps up to try to cover off damage caused by overland flooding. But Fiona caused damage because of wind and rain in many cases, and that's not covered by this federal program. So we heard yesterday from the federal minister in charge of this file, Bill Blair, saying that this wouldn't be covered, that there wouldn't be support for homeowners who had their properties damaged by wind and rain, that it would only be overland flooding that they would cover. So that means that they are out of luck for that federal funding. Bill Blair did say, hey, the province could change their criteria and could offer the provincial support to these homeowners. So then the ball falls in the Premier of Nova Scotia's court, Tim Houston. Here's what he had to say.
I think, look, we're going to do whatever we can to support Nova Scotians. We'll have those discussions with the federal government to make sure that we understand the rules around the program, and we can use those programs as effectively as we can to help Nova Scotians.
And so again, the federal government saying that they're not going to change the criteria. The criteria has been in place for many natural disasters before this, will be in place with the same criteria for natural disasters after this as well. And the province says that they will be there to support these homeowners that are still waiting for the full extent of the promised government support to help clean up from Fiona, again, 8 months after that hurricane ripped through Atlantic Canada. Heather.
Brett Ruskin live in Halifax. Thank you, Brett.